These are 7 men who finished over 3 years of mandatory military service and came back to 260,000 people waiting for them in the streets of Seoul. On March 21st, 2026, BTS performed their first full group concert since 2022. It was free to attend, it streamed live on Netflix to 190 countries, and it happened in front of a palace that has stood for 6 centuries. Here's everything that happened, and everything that built toward this moment. To understand why this concert landed the way it did, you have to understand how long ARMY actually waited for it. Back in June 2022, BTS announced the military hiatus, and their last performance together as a full group came that October. A free concert in Busan, supporting South Korea's World Expo bid, and then silence. The members enlisted one by one after that, and the world's biggest boy band went quiet in a way that felt final, even when everyone knew it wasn't. Jin crossed the finish line first, discharged in June 2024, and J-Hope followed in October of that same year. Then came a single week in June 2025 that ARMY had been counting down to for years. RM and V discharged on the 10th, Jimin and Jungkook on the 11th, and on June 21st, Suga walked out last, completing the full set. What nobody expected was what happened next. All 7 members relocated to Los Angeles together and shared a house for 2 months, the first time the entire group had been under one roof since 2019. When they announced the reunion on their fan platform Weverse, over 7 million people tuned in to watch. BTS didn't come home empty-handed. One day before the concert, on March 20th, 2026, they released their new album, ARIRANG, 14 tracks written and recorded across months of sessions in Los Angeles throughout 2025, and the title alone tells you where their heads were at. The name comes from a Korean folk song roughly 600 years old, one built around longing, sorrow, and the resilience of the Korean people. And that same song carries UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage status. Naming the album ARIRANG wasn't nostalgia, it was a declaration. The production credits read like a genuinely unexpected guest list. Mike Will Made It, Flume, Diplo, El Guincho, Ryan Tedder, Kevin Parker, and JPEG Mafia all worked on the record. RM holds writing credits on every track except the interlude, and every member of the group contributed songwriting credits somewhere on the album. The opening track, Body to Body, builds from electric instrumentation and then gradually shifts toward acoustic before a pansori-style performance of ARIRANG threads in and fades out, which meant even the first song drew a direct line between their current sound and something centuries older than any of them. Fans had been piecing together clues for months before the release. Jimin confirmed the album was finished in November 2025. On New Year's Eve, fans holding gold member status received a physical postcard hinting at March 20th. The official announcement from Big Hit Music came January 4th, 2026, and by January 15th, the album title was confirmed. Now here's where things get genuinely hard to overstate. The concert, officially titled BTS The Comeback Live, ARIRANG, took place on March 21st, 2026, at Gwanghwamun Square in Seoul, and the venue choice carried real weight. Gwanghwamun Square sits at the symbolic center of the South Korean capital, in front of the gates of Gyeongbokgung Palace, flanked by statues of King Sejong, who designed the Korean alphabet Hangul, and Admiral Yi Sun-sin, the naval commander who repelled Japanese invasions during the Joseon era. No artist had held a standalone concert at this location since its 2022 redevelopment. BTS entered through the main gate along a route the production team named the Path of a King, referencing the Joseon emperors who ruled for 5 centuries, and the staging matched the setting. 50 dancers, 13 traditional musicians, and media facade projections cast across the historic palace gates. The whole production was directed by Hamish Hamilton, the same person behind multiple Super Bowl halftime shows. Up to 15,000 fans packed Gwanghwamun Square in person, with another 13,000 watching on screens at Seoul Plaza nearby. And then beyond both of those numbers, somewhere around 260,000 people filled the surrounding streets of downtown Seoul, according to city authority estimates. Hotels near the venue had been sold out for 2 months, with some properties reporting room rate increases of 72%. The Netflix stream reached approximately 190 countries, included on every plan with no premium tier required. Here's the thing about a crowd that size in Seoul specifically. The stakes weren't abstract. In October 2022, more than 150 people died in a crowd crush during Halloween celebrations in the Itaewon neighborhood. And that event changed how South Korean authorities handle mass gatherings at a fundamental level. So for this concert, the city deployed around 6,700 police officers alongside 8,200 security staff from the Seoul Metropolitan Government and Hybe, with counterterrorism units also on the ground. Gyeongbokgung Palace and the nearby National Palace Museum closed for the entire day. The Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency head stated publicly that preparations were built around the assumption that the maximum possible number of people would show up. Beyond crowd management, the South Korean Prime Minister's office released a statement acknowledging that the possibility of a terrorist threat at a large-scale event could not be ruled out. Subway stations near Gwanghwamun were bypassed, rooftop access on nearby high-rises got restricted, and special police units were positioned throughout the area. This wasn't just a concert with a big security team. It was a national-level operation. Zoom out from the concert itself, and the numbers attached to BTS's return tell their own story. When the hiatus started in 2022, industry estimates projected that their absence could cost Hybe close to $10 billion over 10 years, with the wider loss to South Korea's economy sitting near $39 billion. Those figures framed just how much weight rested on a single group's activity. Their Love Yourself World Tour had already grossed over $196 million from 42 shows alone, making it the highest-grossing tour ever by an act performing primarily in a non-English language. And the Permission to Dance on Stage series had drawn over 4 million attendees across in-person and online formats. Coming back into that context meant the ARIRANG World Tour arrived with real expectations attached. 82 dates, 34 cities, 23 countries, running through 2027, with the first batch of dates announced on January 13, 2026. A Netflix documentary titled BTS The Return, directed by Gwanghwamun and charting the making of the album and the road back, was set to premiere on March 27th. Tickets to shows in South Korea, North America, and Europe sold out within hours of both pre-sale and general sale opening. None of that happened accidentally. It happened because all 7 members came home, went to Los Angeles, and spent months building something worth coming back for. So here's where this lands. BTS left at the height of their career to complete a legal obligation their country required of every able-bodied man. They went through it member by member, finished it, and came back to one of the most symbolically loaded locations in South Korea, a square fronting a 600-year-old palace, to perform for 250,000 people in the streets and millions more watching across 190 countries. Before the show, RM put it simply on Weverse. The most important thing is just that we are here back together again. We're going to see the fans all over the world. After 7 discharges, 3 years of waiting, one 14-track album, 260,000 people filling the streets of Seoul, and a Netflix stream reaching nearly every country on Earth, that's exactly what they did. They came back.